Going, everyone? James Martinez here. How you doing? Thank you for visiting this parental alienation page. I thought to make a video because I'm being inspired by God and moved by Him to share this extraordinary thing with everyone and really put it out there so that hopefully we can find some resolution for many people. As you know, I've suffered through parental alienation for a number of years. My youngest son is 17. I think he'll be 18 this year. I've not met him. And I have been alienated, and I've gone through this terrible ordeal, and I understand why. I'm not upset by it, and if you know my journey and who I am and what I'm about, I'm extremely blessed. So I understand there has to be a balance of positive and negative and good and evil and things like that. And let's not kid ourselves. Parental alienation and malicious parenting, that's some evil stuff. And sadly, I've gone through it like other people like yourself who are visiting this page. And sadly, again, the laws and the courts and the system is quite corrupt. And it's allowed for this kind of behavior to go on for as long as it has. And it's created this astronomical debt. And everybody's been suffering through it, especially my young son and my side of the family. And, again, I don't suffer this world, so I'm not upset by this thing. I understand who I am and what we're doing. So it affects me a bit differently. Yes, I am troubled that I'm not be able to spend the time with my young son and be there with him. But I'm also going through this thing so that other people like yourselves who are suffering this can understand that there is a means to an end here. And I want to share with you what God has put on my heart in order so that we can find some resolution. And this goes directly towards my ex and those who have been egging her on to continue with this malicious parenting and this alienating stuff. Guys, it's got to stop. And God was really clear on that, is that no weapon formed against you will prosper. My testament to the things that I'm going through testify to this very thing. They've been trying to misuse. They've actually been misusing the system and trying to extract money from that while they're doing their worst. And I've got all the proof of the things that they've been doing. It's sad. It is what it is. They've malicious attacks and libel and slander and defamation and all that stuff. Guys, they got social media pages dedicated to slandering the things that I'm a part of and with God and just trying to paint me out to be something that I'm not. And, I get it. They're upset or what have you, but, it's illegal to do things like that. It just is. And it's not right. Everybody knows right from wrong inside, and this isn't right. My point is that I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to give my ex a way out of all of this stuff. Okay? Now, if you know my situation, you know that I've been put through the courts unjustly and I've been oppressed while I've been working with God to deliver this incredible message. We're talking history of the world stuff here. It's quite fantastic. And not only that, as they oppressed me and ran up this debt and ruined my credit and trying to, do anything they could to strike at me to get me to do what they wanted, they overlooked God and they forsake Him. And it's basically brought about this terrible thing. And then after that, they went and prosecuted me for a number of years to secure a conviction, to strip away my rights, my citizen, my U.S. rights. They stripped them away when they decided they were going to prosecute me in this unjust fashion, all over one person's unrighteousness who was doing illegal stuff themselves, breaking the law and violating my civil and constitutional rights. And, Williamson County is a very corrupt county. Guys, I've been calling you out for a while because, the truth is the truth. And you've allowed for this thing to go on for as long as you have. And people have asked me, why haven't I sued you guys? And you know what? Honestly, I'm trying to give everybody a way out of this thing right now. And here's what God has put on my heart in order for this to happen. If you will humble yourselves, if you will seek forgiveness, I forgive you already, but there's a process here. If you will humble yourselves and seek forgiveness, then God will bless you. And in order for that to happen, you have to find forgiveness. Forgiveness in your heart, forgiveness of trespasses against me, my son, me, my family, everybody, against God. You're doing some malicious stuff here, guys. Let's not try to sweep this under the table here. Not only that, but then forgiveness of this debt. Now, when you do that, when you forgive this debt, God will bless you. And I will make it so much easier for you to understand here. You stole my young son, right? You stole him away from me and my family and everything like that. You changed his name at birth right away. So you stole his birthright. Knowing who I am and how incredible this blessing is, you stole everything from him at that moment. And I'm talking to you, my ex-wife here. You decided that you weren't going to allow him to be a part of the things that we're doing here. And because of that, not only has he missed out on this relationship with his father, with his dad, but you've also robbed him of his inheritance. So what I'm telling you here is that if and when you do find it in your heart to forgive this debt and try and make peace with the things that we have here, I will promise you that he will have an inheritance in his future. Because I know what's coming my way. God has told me about all the things that we're doing. You can't deny this. Everybody else can see this, but you're pretending like what we're doing here isn't relevant and that it's not real. And the only thing that does is it reveals your malicious character, your unrighteous action, and all the misuse of the law and the abuse and all the things that have gone on. That's all that reveals. It doesn't make you right. And no one is justified in unrighteousness. Okay? So doing all those terrible things to get what you want has only made this thing what it is. So I'm giving you a way out of this right here, right now. And you can pass it along because everybody in the world's going to hear this message. But it's going to be up to you whether or not you accept it or not. Because I can go through this till kingdom come. You know what I mean? And you're not going to get a dime out of the things that we're doing here. So help me God. This is not how it works. He has me doing what we're doing for a very specific reason. And you're directly trying to destroy that and the things that he has. Like, it doesn't work that way. And you can check history. I promise you, no one is greater than God. My point, again, though, with all this stuff is that if you will humble yourself, if you will seek forgiveness, if you will forgive this debt, not only will things come back to you and you'll get what you're actually desiring here, but you'll actually bless your son. You will allow for him to receive something that you've taken from him. And I'm putting this all on you because this is what we're faced with right now, is that, you know, God, he was really clear on all this stuff, is that no weapon formed against you is going to prosper. And that's why we have ourselves in this situation. And you can't keep doing something in the wrong way thinking that you're right. And I don't care what the law says on that matter. Guys, if I got to take this to a Supreme Court, then so be it. My point here is that I know right from wrong. I'm with God. And I've never heard of God being wrong. I've been with him this whole time we've been going through this stuff, making this notice, putting this out there. Williamson County knew about it, and they did this anyway. The judge knew about this and did it anyway. Right? They're all understanding of what's going on here, but they're trying to sweep this under the rug and pretend like this isn't a real issue. Guys, parental alienation is a real issue. Children are suffering. Malicious parenting is a real issue. Courts are turning a blind eye to both of that stuff. The kids are suffering. The children are suffering. Broken families are suffering. What we need is healing and resolution. And the way that happens comes through forgiveness, comes through faith in the Lord. It comes through practicing the things that he asks us to do. If you can't do that, well, then you're going to be stuck in this loop. And the only one that's going to win here is the county, and the state, and the government. They're the only ones who are getting money out of all this stuff. Meanwhile, people are suffering. Guys, I hope you have ears to hear this thing, because this is where it's coming from. It's coming from God. I'm praying that you hear this message. God bless you.